Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. It's finally Friday. It's been a crazy week of getting lots of things done, and man, I'm so glad it's Friday. I've got all sorts of fun stuff to do this weekend, including some cool stuff I'm going to do for trick or treating. We created this. Excuse me. um, we created this awesome delivery tube, and we're going to be firing candy down this tube to the kids when they come to our house, so we can keep a distance, but they can also get some full-size candy bars. So that is happening tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the construction and all of that tomorrow to get it all set up and ready. And why is my face so red today? Goodness, I don't know what's going on with my face. But yeah, so trick-or-treating is coming up tomorrow. I've got more baseball cards to get through, if that's possible. There's still too many on this desk. But things are going good. We got this raffle thing set up yesterday. I have some thoughts on how we can continue to tweak this. I don't think we're going to do it today, but I think we will. We'll continue to tweak this so that it gets better and more manageable and logs winners automatically. I did not forget to ship it. I got distracted, so I still have it sitting here on the floor. But Mr. Demon Wolf, I will, as soon as this stream is over, I'm going to the post office. So I promise you will have a tracking number today. Promise. No failures. But did not forget, it just got buried in meetings yesterday. I was in meetings until almost 7 last night. Lots and lots of stuff going on at work. So anyway, yeah, been busier than I would like. But things are coming around. This office is still a disaster. I have this awesome camera angle I want to show you guys. But I haven't hooked up the camera yet. It's up there, but I haven't connected it to this computer. And 2, this office is a disaster. I've got so much stuff that I need to get out of here. And most of it's just organization. So I'm going to spend some time today probably going through this office too, because you guys are seeing the clean corner where everything looks nice and organized, and but the rest of the room is piles of stuff, mostly because of the baseball cards that I've been going through. But there's also just lots of cardboard boxes. That's one of the curses of working from home, is that there's nobody to come take your trash every day, right? You can't just leave boxes near the recycling and everything disappears. And so sometimes that gets a little piled up on me. I've got a bunch of smart home devices that I bought, and I haven't had an opportunity to install those yet. I've got light switches for all over my house, but just haven't put them in yet. Just haven't had the time to shut things down, turn fuses off, install light switches. It's pretty easy to do, but just haven't done it. And then baseball cards. I think my biggest problem is that I have a lot of cards coming into the house. My credit card discovered eBay, and that's been a bit of an issue. So we're shutting that down. No more spending. And yeah, it's been crazy lately, and I would like everything to go back to normal. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm ready for normal again. So in the spirit of normal, we have the raffle chatbot running. If people are here and they want to get into the raffle for a free Echo Dot today, all they have to do is say something in the chat. But in the meantime, we're going to get back to normal. We're going to keep working on our video poker. So we've been... Ooh, look at that corner. You see this right here? This is a camera. There we go. Better. We've been working on a video poker skill. Not a video poker skill. A casino skill. But we're specifically working on the APL, the Alexa Presentation Language, for that video poker module. And so I think what we should do is just get right back to it. Because what I'd like to do is make it so that at least when the tap events are tapped, that they do the thing they're supposed to do. And I don't actually know how to do this. So I have the events already hooked up, but I don't actually know how to handle them. And that feels like a thing that we should learn. So that's what I'm going to do. So here we go. We have our IDE. Oh, I have the leaderboard. Oh, is leaderboard running? It is still running. Great. Okay. I should probably make sure that the casino is open for business. Here, let's do this real quick. I'll just get the casino running because I think I shut it down yesterday. When I do Alexa and Friends or any of the Alexa broadcasts, I tend to turn it off. CD, GitHub. Casino Robot, I think is what I called it. No. Node index.js. Nope, that's not it. CD chat Cino. I know you can't see this. We'll get there. Node index.js. There we go. All right, casino is running. That's awesome. We have the developer portal open. I don't think we're going to actually need to use this a ton, but I definitely want the test tab open. Startup wants to know if there's anything special about that digital clock. Are you talking about this guy here? Is that what you're referring to? Startup. Good morning, Corey Haynes. Good morning, M2VH. That is a product. Here, we can show it. If I go to Amazon, I would assume this is sold globally, but I don't actually know. Lemetric, METRIC time. This thing. It's not super cheap, but it is super cool, and you can create all sorts of your own stuff for it. They have lots of apps for it, but it's called a Lemetric time, and I thought it was a super cool addition to my backdrop here, that it actually shows like the metrics and all that stuff. I don't think it's Alexa enabled. I don't think that there's anything I can do with it specifically with Alexa, but it is pretty awesome in that it shows me all the information I want to know. Like, that's how many followers I have on YouTube. Obviously not very many, but it kind of flips through things, and it was really easy to configure. I just basically gave it my username. It shows the date, the time, and the day of the week. That's what those little dashes are there at the bottom. Here, if we say this, see this? So you can see the little dash that's below the A. You know what? It might have some controls. I just haven't set that stuff up. Did it say voice control with Alexa somewhere? Voice control via Echo or Google Assistant. I've never set that up. Alexa, open Lemetric.
Okay, here's Xbox.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your Xbox skill right now.
Cool. So that's something else that I think is weird lately is it seems like all of the misses that she has are all, like, every time she says, oh, your Xbox isn't working right now or whatever. I don't know why she defaults to Xbox for a lot of the things that I ask to happen, but that seems to be really, really common. Speaking of Xboxes, the new Xbox comes out next week, and I have pre-ordered one of those. So I'm looking forward to getting back into some gaming. Okay, enough about Lemetric time. You guys can find that if you want. Here, I'll even do a very self-serving move here. I'll take a referral link and drop that into the chat if you guys want to find it directly. There you go. Oh, startup, that's so nice. Thanks, man. I think the backdrop is an important part of what you do because people look at it, right? I mean, the number of people that have commented on like the pops and the lights and all the nonsense that I have here, and it's worse than you can imagine. I actually have a mouse pad that has LEDs wrapped around it. My keyboard is glowing with all sorts of colors. This is a cool office. In fact, my son keeps coming in here and he goes, Dad, I want all the stuff you have. So I know I'm doing something right. If I have the approval of a 12-year-old, I know I've succeeded. So, all right, let's get back into thinking about what happens when we say start poker. We have our events. What I need to do is catch and figure out what an event looks like. So let's set up our local debugging and get that rolling, maybe. Or let's stop it and start it again. Maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, startup. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna. It's not even spinning up. This has been open for like days though, so let's quit this. Oh, that's gonna kill the. We'll just crush this window. So then we'll commit. This is the one running the raffle bot. So we'll do a new window. Come on. Did it just completely die? That's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, so in here we should be able to say npm run dev. Cool, our chatbot is operational. That's fantastic. This is the one I really care about. And for this one, we're going to come in and say local debugging. And we're going to start it. There we go. Oh, it was nothing. That's just my list of things that I've purchased. Meanwhile, what was the model of the gadget used for switching the video camera? Boy, I could spend all day just talking about my office. Actually, we'll go here and I'll send a link, but it's called the Elgato Stream Deck. There's a couple of options for this. You can see that they're, I don't know if they have the other ones on here. Anyway, this is the one I have. It's the 15 button model. And I have 2 of these. So if we come here, text. That's the 15 button model, but if we go to elgato.com, which is their website, I own almost everything they sell because I just really like their product. They also make one called the Mini. You can also use Stream Deck Mobile, which is a free app that will let you do a lot of the same stuff, but you use your mobile phone instead of one of these things that switches scenes. But phones time out, and like there's all sorts of other stuff to worry about, so I like having a dedicated device right here. But then they also have the Stream Deck XL, which is, what is that, 32 buttons? So that's a consideration too. So I have 2 of the smaller ones, the normal ones. But sometimes I'm tempted to get a big one. And what's awesome about this is each button is its own LED. So you can go in and configure exactly what the buttons look like, what the icons are, what the text is on them, and what they do. And you can hook those things up to all sorts of stuff. So yeah, that's Stream Deck. That's what I use there. Okay. So our session is running. What I need to do now is come into, this thing here, Mr. Demon Wolf. This is just a list of, this is part of my cards list. So no leaks there. What I want to do is get back to my browser. There we go. And we're going to open the casino. Let's get some nice sounds.
Welcome to the Chatsino. You currently have 19,097 coins available. What would you like to do?
Let's bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. Which cards do you want to hold?
All right. So what I need to do, I want to clear this. And I want a nice clean look at what happens when I tap on one of these. So I'm going to tap on the 9.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
And so what came into my skill was the request type was alexa.presentation.apl.user_event. So what I need to do is grab that, and we're going to have to write some code to be able to do this. TeamView, you're right. Startup knows Hindi, but he also lives in India, so it would make sense that he would know a little bit of Hindi. I want to be able to. So my start poker intent, what I really need is to go into the index, because we need to build a brand new intent handler. And so we'll start with index here. And the intent handler that we want, this is going to be, what did we say it was? Alexa.presentation.apl.user event. Well, I guess we'll just drop it right here at the top for now. So, actually, let's just do this. Am I going to have other touch events? I probably am, so I'm going to have to pass myself some information so I know what's being touched. I'm mad Abula. I'm mad Abulula. That I ran out of an opportunity to say your name, but if you want to jump in the chat, welcome, IMAD. Welcome to glad to have you here. If you jump in the chat, we're actually giving away an Echo Dot later this morning, and all you have to do is post a message in chat, and you'll be automatically entered to win. So give that a consideration. Or you can just say hi or hello or whatever. There you go, IMAD. And I don't know why I didn't post a message for you, but you're in. I can verify that here. If I say entries, you can see IMAD is in the list. We have 5 people entered into the raffle today. Previous winners are excluded, so you won't see them in the list. But yeah, looks like everything's there. I must have some logic issues or something with the hey, you've been entered, because it seems to work sometimes. And I'm not really sure what the sometimes case is. It's pretty simple what I have. Anyway, we copy this and we want to make a new one. And this one's going to be user event handler. And so this one's a little bit different in that we are looking for a request type that looks like this. And we don't have a intent kind because that's what we have. So then this request type, let's call this user event, and then we're going to need to create something here. So, man, my nose is all congested. My body is falling apart. It hates nature. User event const user event equals require user event, and then we need to create a user event. So let's do that. User event.js, and in here I don't know what I need yet, but it's going to be like most other things, so we'll just start with this, copy it. Oh, no. So this is going to be user event. It's probably asynchronous. I may have to make calls to the database. Maybe. Definitely do. So this is going to be user event. And then I don't really need any of this. We can get rid of all of this for now. And we're going to be making calls out even, so I don't even really need to worry about this too much. Okay, so let's go back to my APL, because I think the first thing that I really need to do, if I look at my, wherever the APL folder is, there it is, poker. So you can see that for each of my touch values, where's my touch wrapper? There we go. I have some arguments. I have suit and value, but I think the first thing that I should put in here should just be hold. No, we'll do poker hold. Man, this would be awesome if I can do this. You're right. I'm probably going to be able to use remove locale. You're right. Is IMAD? Can I call you that? It's probably IMAD. I got to come up with a good short version of your name that I can say when I refer to you. Good morning, QU311, QU311. I don't know. Are you a fan of the band? Is that the IMAD works for you? All right, IMAD it is. Poker hold intent. That would actually be pretty sweet if I could do that. So, and then we'll pass in our suit and our value. So let's restart that. And then I haven't finished the things I was doing, so let's do that too. So I have user event. You're right, I do not need my locale. And I think I haven't. No, I did add it to it. Stop. Oh, it's not down here. User event. Thank you. So okay, so that should be good now. So let's try restarting this now. That should have solved our problem. What? Const user event handler. Did I? What file are you saying is broken? Index. Oh, this. That's all. I just had a little typo. And then we need to come down here and put it in this. Can be way down. Okay. Good morning, Hawk 2000. Thank you, IMAD, for the help. So we have now all of the things that we need to get it into user event. And then we're going to do some stuff in here depending on the attributes. So what I want to do, how do I want to handle this? Let's just speak output. Hello. And const action query equals what now? Okay. Just so those variables exist. And what I want to see is the attributes that come through. So I don't think it's going to show me all of this, but we'll just try this. Handler input. And let's start one more time. It should work this time. There we go. All right, back to our browser. Here we go. So let's try clicking on our 9 again. See what we get.
Hello. What now?
So we got our what now. That's great. So what I want to find skill response. That's great. What I need to find in all of this is all of that is just wasted data. No, that's a skill response. What I want is this handler input is not giving me what I want, I don't think. Maybe it is. This is what I want to see. Request envelope. Request. Arguments. Look at that. Now, I don't know why I don't have my other value in here. So we'll look at that, but that's how it's going to come through. So it's going to be request envelope dot request dot arguments. Cool. Handler dot request envelope dot, what do we say it is? Arguments. I don't understand why this parameter didn't come through. Poker hold intent. File is saved. Restart. IMAD is all on top of it today. I love this. Thank you. Saving me from pain. So let's do that one more time. Cool. And now let's see if we'll click something different this time. 5 of clubs.
Hello. What now?
Arguments array 2. Why isn't that third thing coming through? 5 of clubs. That part's working. Am I looking at the wrong version of the APL? I'm not in the ASK version. I'm in the lambda APL poker.json file. Why would it be passing both of those and not this? That feels weird. What can I do? Let's try this. Stop and start. Sometimes you just gotta restart the machine, right? Let's see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't, right? It's restarting the service either way. But I wonder if restart doesn't clear the cache the way that I want it to. Okay, 4 of hearts.
Hello. What now?
No, there's still just the 2 parameters in there. If you're curious to know, Startup wants to know, is there any object model, a pictorial represented something like an infographic? I don't think so. This is about as close as I get to a picture of my objects. So let's talk about this IMAD. You seem to be knowledgeable, and I'm glad you're here. I have a touch wrapper around my item, my frame and image. And I have a send event type on onPress, and these 2 are coming through. So why isn't this one coming through? That feels very odd to me, because we're in the start poker intent, and we're definitely referring to poker APL poker JSON, so we're talking to the same file. I don't care about the order. What if I do it this way? I don't actually think this is the problem at all, but I just don't understand why this isn't working. Eight of clubs, please.
Hello. What now?
How can those 2 be coming through? This has to be some kind of weird caching something. Because why else? I do not know, TeamView. Sorry, man. Trying to stay focused here. can you see the API? There isn't much of an API. Like this is APL. So I put an on press on here. And then it passes to us this event somewhere. I don't think I have a temp directory. Not aware. There's no temp directory. Startup. This is weird. There should 100% be another value. The require is right here. Right above. No, I'm sorry. This is where I am. I'm bringing in Poker APL. Oh, is the casino completely dead? I don't think I realized that. I don't know why that died. So yeah, so we're calling the JSON file, this JSON file. It's working, but it does feel like I'm just not making any changes to it. Let's make something more dramatic to it, like so we can really get a feel for whether or not I'm making changes. What if I do this? Now there's nothing being passed. Four clubs.
Hello. What now?
Okay. Clearly we've got an issue. So I don't know what the issue is. Yeah, it's not the same file, but I don't know what file it's referring to. Like, I don't have multiple copies of this thing anywhere. I have the one file, poker, in APL, inside my Lambda. That's... If I go here and I look at my require, if I look at my poker APL, we can see that here. Let's do this. Set a little breaky break. That way we can be sure we're in the right code. Click Control and click on the link. That is the right path. 100% the right path. And if I look at the file that I just clicked on, look at that. It's the same file. Like I'm 100% sure I completely appreciate your help here, but I'm 100% sure that we're in the right file. This feels more like it's the local debugging. Let's try this. We're going to turn off local debugging for a second. We're going to go full bore on this thing, and we're going to say ask deploy. We'll just push the whole thing. This is going to take us a second, but I'm going to push everything to production. I mean, it's not live yet, but the production environment that I have. So we'll push all this stuff out, and we'll see if we get a different behavior. Because then it makes me feel like something about the local debugging, pre-prod, we'll call it that. Something about the local debugging I feel is caching or holding on to something that it shouldn't be. This is not the first time I've encountered something like this, but it does feel like it's holding on to an old version of that file. The fact that I could delete all of the properties and it still came back with the properties is very odd to me. I don't have any library caches stuff either. There's, look, if we look at my project, I can look at this ask folder, and inside Lambda, inside APL, inside Poker JSON, but even that has this stuff in it. But I'm not using NodeMon. I'm using the I don't think it's based on NodeMon, the local debugger tool that the Alexa Skills Toolkit provides. So we're almost done here. Just pushing the Lambda code up now. But no, I'm not using NodeMon. I use NodeMon for other stuff, right? The, for example, the raffle chatbot, that's somehow stopped. Okay, so we're deployed. So now let's go back to our testing tool. I'm not running local debugging, and let's hit the 4 of hearts.
Hello. What now?
Now I need to go to AWS and look at CloudWatch to see what actually happened there. So let's go look at CloudWatch. Services. I haven't been to CloudWatch in a while. All right, and then we'll go look at some logs. And the one that I want is chat. Sino Alexa. And this happened on 10:30. Yeah, this is it. So let's look at that. Those arguments are still. What in the world? I was nearly 100% convinced that this was a local caching issue. So, what else? Could I be doing wrong here? If we think about well, I did. The parameter's there. And it was in the file that we pushed up, because if I look in this ASK folder, this is the build folder where it pushes things out. If I look at the APL poker here, this is the one that it deployed. Harsh, good morning. And you can see that what it built and shipped to my Lambda has that parameter there. Do you have a different section for Echo Spot and Echo Show? I will, QU311. I don't yet. Right now I'm actually just building, like, the ideal build that I'm using right now is actually the very first Echo Show. But I will go through and tweak up my layouts for each of the individual viewports. But I haven't done that yet. But this is the only thing that I have. There isn't another one. Okay, I mean, thank you. I mean, this has been very helpful. You're making me think hard about some of this stuff. I just can't seem to think about why it. Like, I don't even want this file open. This is my poker JSON file. Let's do some more crazy stuff. Let's try. I'm having flashbacks to one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in coding. I had a scenario like this where it felt like no change I made was reflected, and I was pushing it up to our development environment. I couldn't see it. Nothing was happening. It was a web project. I was working at Abercrombie and Fitch at the time, which is a big apparel company if you haven't heard of them. And pushing my changes, can't figure out why anything's going wrong. And all of a sudden, in the distance, because we have these big open like warehouse with these big wooden tables that we sat in, I could see my manager running towards me, like with his hands in the air, hair on fire, saying, "What did you do? What'd you do?" And I said, "Nothing. What are you talking about?" He goes, "The website's down." I had been pushing our next holiday launch changes, the things that we were staging and getting ready for the holiday. I was pushing them directly to production. This is before you had a lot of like source control and management. We just had FTP windows. And you just pushed things where you needed them. Yeah, I had taken the Abercrombie and Fitch e-commerce website down for over an hour. It was fantastic. And this was in like October when online shopping really starts to take charge. And I'm getting, yeah, those were the days. I'm getting such a vibe for that right now. Like I'm pushing all this stuff to the wrong place. Just a quick, if I haven't shared that story with you guys before, no one was mad at me. It was an honest mistake. It was actually because my manager had me do something earlier. We found a typo, and he wanted me to change the typo. So I was working in dev. I had a dev FTP window open, and I opened a production window, and I pulled the file from production down. I fixed the typo, and I pushed it back up. And then I went back to what I was doing. But when I was making my changes and pushing those via FTP, I was using the production window that I had opened because of that one little fix. So it wasn't like I was fired or in trouble or anything like that. But he showed me the next day. They have these nice reports that show like sales trends, right? Like how much money was made every minute or whatever. And there's this big deep V for like a solid hour. And if you add up what it should have been, if it just kept on its trend, it would have been about $300,000 in sales. So now the nice thing is after it came back, it spiked way up again. So people were clearly patient and were willing to come back, and it ended up balancing itself out sales wise. So it felt like the trend hole wasn't there, but there was definitely a trend hole where I had crushed it for about an hour. Anyway, I was sweating it. He sent me home. He goes, "Dude, don't worry about it, but look, clearly you're rattled, so why don't you just go home?" And I came back the next day, and everything was fine. But I ended up only working there for like 6 months. It was not. I didn't really enjoy working at that place at all. You can imagine Abercrombie and Fitch is a very large e-commerce engine, right? They sell a ton of stuff online, and at the time, this was 2004 maybe. Yeah, 2004-ish. Because my daughter was born in February of 2004, and I started 6 months before that. And in those 6 months, I just hated it so much. One of my colleagues killed himself. Another guy quit. It was not healthy. And so 6 months in, I gave them my notice on a Monday. And on Tuesday, my daughter came a month early. So I was like, oh, man, my daughter just, we went to the hospital. And I was like, guys, you know what? I know you gave you my 2 weeks, but I'm out. And I just left and didn't come back. So I gave him my 2 weeks, but I really only gave them a day because my daughter was born a month early. So, yeah, that's my story of working at Abercrombie and Fitch. I've worked at a lot of other fantastic places, and I like the philosophy that that Hawk shared here, which is the only person that doesn't make mistakes is one that doesn't do anything. I think that's a really good life's philosophy. And we're going to make mistakes. That's how we learn. All this stuff I'm doing here, I'm going to learn something about what I'm doing wrong or why this is caching or what it is I'm doing. I don't even really know what's broken right now, but we'll get there. Oh my gosh, Q311. That's a terrible story. I mean, at least it wasn't you on purpose. But an obituary website is probably not the place for porn ads. Those moods don't seem to mix. So that's unfortunate. I have one other disaster story I can tell. Here, we'll jump to camera view for this. This is another fun story. Um, as part of like my early career, you're making money at your job, but you're looking for a side hustle or something, and I found a few customers that wanted websites, right? They wanted to manage an email list, and they wanted simple websites, maybe with a few administrative tools behind the scenes. And so I started doing that, and I realized that, getting paid $2,000, $3,000 to build somebody an awesome website was nice, but where the real money was in hosting, like getting a monthly recurring kind of income. And so I had several large, like I live in Columbus, Ohio, several large Columbus institutions. There's an area in the Columbus called the Short North, and they have an organization called the Short North Owners District or something like that. But it's basically it's basically a website that just lists all of the cool shops and restaurants and places, art galleries that are in this area called the Short North. And I built their website and I had it all set up for them, admin tools, all that stuff. And then I was running, I probably had 10 customers that I was hosting on a server. And again, it was cloud hosting, so I just paid for the cloud hosting, and then I managed the server and made sure all the websites were running and did all that stuff. And right like the day before Thanksgiving, I didn't know anything about securing servers. I'm not a server guy. I knew how to build websites and set them up, but nothing really beyond that. And the day before Thanksgiving, my server got hacked, and all of the email systems that were running on there were just flooded with messages. And so not only were messages going out through my email server, like millions of messages, but on top of that, my customers couldn't receive any of their email because the server was so bogged down. And so everything just crawled to a halt because somebody had found a way into my server. Now this is in the early days of cloud hosting, when like you just had the whole server. This wasn't when you could just subscribe to services and like run instances and do what you can do on AWS and Azure today. And so on Thanksgiving, I had to go in and lock everything down as best I could, read a bunch of articles, and got it back. And then I had to purge those millions and millions of email messages that someone had tried to run through my mail server. But it led to my server getting blacklisted, and now nobody, like every message everybody sent was immediately ending up in everybody's spam. And so I helped them all transition to other providers, and then I shut it down because it ended up being way. I was charging them like $35 a month, and it cost me $100 I think for the hosting. So when I had 10 customers, I'm making $350, and I pay $100. That seemed like a good deal. Again, I was 24, 25, but it just got way beyond what I was capable of. So shut it all down. It was too much risk and too much hassle. Right? I spent my entire Thanksgiving, instead of with my family, I was at my laptop trying to scramble to get all this stuff working again. So yeah, email security was definitely a problem, and it's still a problem today, right, if you're doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, fun disaster stories from my past. But I recovered from those. I worked at some awesome advertising agencies, built some really cool stuff. I worked on projects for Victoria's Secret and Ford and all sorts of stuff. And then did some consulting. And then while I was consulting, I was speaking a lot, talking about things I learned while consulting. And Microsoft asked me if I wanted to work for them, going around speaking and talking about technology and stuff. And so I did Microsoft for like 9 years. And then I went and did a startup for a year. And that didn't work out terribly well for anyone. And then I found Amazon right as Alexa came out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. But I have to agree with Hawk 2000. I think that making those kinds of mistakes and having that kind of experience makes you better. It makes you more cautious. It makes you realize what can and can't be done. And it makes you ask questions that you may not have otherwise asked. So we're going to get to the bottom of this silly thing that we're fighting with here. Let's take this. Let's do something crazy. What if I get rid of a card? I mean, I've already convinced myself that it's not using this file, but I don't know what other file it would be using. So we just got rid of an entire card from the display. And we're going to spin up our local debugger, or restart our local debugger. And we're going to come over here and we're going to say bet 5 on poker. I mean, we're definitely hitting this code, right? So if I look at poker APL and look at main template, this is something else I wanted to check. Items inside there and container inside there. Item inside this. We have our APL there, so let's go ahead and run that.
Oops. You already have an active game of video
And it went away.
for you.
The
You
card went
wagered
away?
5
What?
coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. Which cards do you want to hold?
How is that? What is happening? Okay. So let's restart this. Lawnmowers are incoming, so heads up on the noise. Let's try this again. Bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker.
And now the
waiting
4's
for you.
back, so if I click
You
on the
wagered
4...
5 coins. You already... Hello. What now?
If I click on the 4... and I go to my user event, what I should do is just lock this right here, but we can look and see what it wrote to arguments. Array 3. What? Now it's there? I didn't do anything different. Oh, okay. So now it's working. The high today will only be 77 there, Mr. Smoofy. That sounds rough. It sounds terribly rough. Okay. Again, QU311, I think it wasn't the cards. Like, I was trying to get any change that I made to that file to reflect, and I just couldn't. I just could not figure out how to get the changes to go. But now they're there. Yeah, I did that. I tried that too, restarting Visual Studio. So let's get rid of this breakpoint, and let's get rid of this breakpoint. And now that I have that, now that we have that information, I can make some decisions. But I need that parameter to be first, because that's going to tell me what I do with the rest of it. So this parameter is the, hey, this is the thing that we should go call. So let's do that. This should work because reasons. We'll restart our service, and we'll come back here. We'll say bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game.
And then
of
I'll
video
say
poker
9 of
waiting
clubs.
for you. You wait. Hello. What now?
And this is where I really should have used the breakpoint, but I can see it's there. And everything's working exactly expected. Ugh, I hate this. Okay. So, user event now, what I can do is I can do a switch statement on arguments 0. And this will be the way that I do all my touch events. I can have them funnel into the same place, and then I can have them make decisions about what the response should be based on that. So our first case is going to be poker hold intent. Yeah, Corey, man, this is my favorite time of the year, honestly, for weather. You live in Chicago, I live here in Columbus, and you wake up in the morning, it's in the high 30s, low 40s. By the middle of the day, it's in the high 40s, maybe low 50s. I like dressing like this, like having a sweatshirt with a t-shirt underneath it, pair of jeans, sneakers. Like that's my jam right there. Okay, now I have some interesting challenges, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to do this. So we need to look at poker hold intent and figure out how we can. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. What I need to do, if I look at poker hold intent, I come into this file, and what I do is I just say chatsino.poker.hold, and I pass in the card suit and the card value. I am so smart. I'm not really that smart, but I'm able to just use this rather than going through my handlers. So we can come into user event, and for this one, for when it's poker hold intent, we're going to do this. Now this is going to require us to bring some other files in. We need const chatsino equals require chatsino. That gives us access to hold this stuff. Now I have session attributes, so I know who the user is. My action. Ooh. What is my action going to be? I'm going to have to pass that through too, because if I look at if I look at the poker JSON, and this is probably better seen this way, you can see that this card is currently held. I have that as a property in here. And so the thing that I need to tell it, and this is what that, where did my file go? User event. In here, this action property, this needs to be, are they holding it or are they dropping it? I think I have an easy way to do this. But we need to start with the APL and get this data in there. So right now I have, I'm already passing it in. I have is held. So I think right here I could just say quote is held, well, with some curlies. Curly quote, comma, space. Quote. Okay. So now I'm passing 4 parameters through. What I want to do, and then the 3 values that I need to do it. And is held is true or false. It's a Boolean value. And what it is the current state of that card. So what I want to do in my user event is say that this is going to be arguments. This is going to be arguments 1, but it's going to be not arguments 1. Right? We're going to flip the bit on that. So this should let me, because it's a Boolean value, it's actually true false, it's not a string or anything. I should be able to grab this, get the false or true, apply a not to it, and then it should be its inverted option. I think that will work. And if we look at our values that we're passing through, it is suit and then value. It could be simpler. The challenge with doing that, Corey, is that if we look at this, then I have to find a way to toggle this. Which I suppose is possible. I would have to do something like this. Because I'm living in a JSON file, I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. But I feel like I could just pass the current state of is held. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And then this so in my user event here, instead of actually passing that value through, I would just have these be hard coded on this side. So I'd have the true and the false. Okay, we can try that. I like participating. I like pairing with Corey Haynes. This is fun. So I think I can just do something like this. So where did it go? So this, instead of being poker hold intent, we're going to get rid of this. Yeah, that's how you're right. I'm not telling you you're wrong. So this is going to be poker hold, and this is going to be poker drop. Okay, and then I don't even need is held now. So then on this side, we have a couple of changes we need to make. This needs to be just poker hold. And this needs to be true. And then this is going to be arguments 1. And this should be arguments 2. All right, and then we just need a second case. Is this kind of what you were thinking, Corey? I think this works for me. And then this will become false. And I already have all of that logic built in. Yeah, well, I mean, I see what you're saying. When I look at my casino poker hold, I have action. Maybe I'm thinking about this improperly. No, if action is true, else, let's see, what am I doing here? I am using it as a Boolean value. So because I didn't use it as a Boolean, I was just making sure it existed. So I actually need to have why do I have why is that array based? Corey, you will at least appreciate that when I use Booleans, I never consider null as a third value. That's at least something I've got going for me. So what am I doing here? I'm checking to see if action exists. And then if they don't give me a suit or a value, yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so let's go back to poker hold intent. Oh, okay. So Corey, this is why I have an array, and it's the introduction of voice that makes this complex, or more complicated, I guess. So what I do here at the top, on this line right here, is I'm trying to translate the user's words into what it is they want to do. So I have this get resolve words function. All this really does is tells me, hey, I have a list of words I think they might say. Which one did they match? And it might be hold or keep or drop or get rid of. Those are all kinds of things a user might say, right? I'm working with human input. And so what I do is I get back
from the Alexa engine, I get back a list of the words that they think could have matched in the order that they think are most likely. So I get this list of resolved words. I don't actually know which one they matched. I just get the one that is the highest likelihood that they matched, and that will be in position 0 of the array. So there are many times where, like in the Star Wars skill that I built, here, let me just show how that works. Alexa, open unofficial Star Wars databank.
Hello. I can answer your questions about people and places in the Star Wars universe, and even vehicles, weapons, or droids. What would you like to know about?
Skywalker.
You asked me about Shmi Skywalker, Lars. The mother of Anakin Skywalker was also a brave and
Alexa.
resilient woman.
Stop.
Goodbye.
I forgot that I did that. I changed it so that it just picks the first one, because I was annoyed by like listing out all the Skywalkers. But what I thought I was doing in that skill, what I did once in that skill, was if you say Skywalker or something kind of vague in a context, and I get a bunch of matches, if I expect that there could be a bunch of matches, what I'll do instead is say, oh, did you want Luke or Anakin or Shmi? Like, which Skywalker did you want? And the only way that I know that is because of this list of resolved words that I get back, these matches that come out of my voice model. So what I do is I take that action, the entire object, and I pass that through here so that I can say, oh, they want to either drop or hold. It's one of the two. And then when I get into the actual hold engine, what I'm doing is saying, was there an action at all? If there was no action, then what I assume is they said something like 9 of hearts. And I always assume if they don't give me an indication of drop or hold, that they want to hold. I'm making that assumption because I would never want to accidentally drop a card for them. So if they don't give me an indication, I assume hold. And that's what this action check is here. Is there anything in that array at all? Did they match anything? Because if they just say 9 of hearts, I'll get 0 match. And then what I'm doing is saying, well, if they didn't give me any suit or any value, but they did give me an action, this little chunk that we can see here on the screen is going to hold all of their cards. Yeah, we're just going to loop through and we're going to hold every one of their cards, assuming that their choice was hold. If they just say drop, like that's the only word they give me, then I'm going to drop all of their cards. And so that's the current plan with how this works. So that's why I have an array. That's where the action 0 comes from, and the value and the name. The problem that I have now is that I need to pass an object into this that looks like this: action 0 value name equals hold. Because that's the only way that this is actually going to work. I'm not passing booleans. I'm passing a value. It's just an array of values. So when we think about user event, here, this isn't true and false. I need a... Let's do let action. I don't know if it won't let me do that. Can I do that? Yeah, let action equal. And in here, we're going to do... Actually, I want an array. And then in here, I want an object. And this is going to be value. And this is going to be name. And then this will be hold. Okay, so now instead of true, I'm going to pass that in. And instead of this will be drop. And I'll put this here. And it's going to hate this. So then we will do drop and hold. Okay. So now I need to look at what poker hold intent does. That's my result. I'm going to have to refactor this a little bit. Oh my gosh, Mr. Smoofy just dropped under $1 trillion. That's a rough losing streak. Yeah, all of this is just, man. How am I going to do all of this? I've really got to be able to extract some of this, because there's no way that I can like drop all of this logic into each case. That becomes way too much. Well, that's a problem for a future Jeff. So all of this will work. I agree with you, Corey. I'm making a mess of myself right now. I just need to extract all this stuff into other logic. I feel like this will just work, but it's not. This isn't great for a user event. Oh, the fact that it's called hold. I don't think that I have a poker.drop. I don't think that I created a separate function for that. No. Hold is either true or false. Yeah. So no, I get what you're saying. I didn't like duplicating. Like the code is 99% the same. It's just a Boolean flag, which you hate, that is either true or false. One moment, I got to reply to somebody at work who doesn't know that I'm streaming right now. Sure. Yeah, that's valid. That's a good point. All right, so let's just see if this does what I need it to do for now. So we have this user event. Right. Make it work, then make it right. I like that philosophy. So this now becomes something I need up here. Glink is 2. I wish you were seeing even a large percentage of what's in this office. There are 300 in this room. So, yeah, it's a few, but you're not even seeing most of them. Uncle Bob quote. I don't know what that means. mean, I know who Uncle Bob is, but I don't know the... Oh, is make it work, then make it right? Is that an Uncle Bob quote? Let's just... No, we got to make this let speak output. What are we doing in poker holding 10? Let's just look at that. Corey Haynes argues that it is in fact not an Uncle Bob quote. Not a big fan of Uncle Bob these days, gonna be honest. Don't know that I ever necessarily was, but certainly am not anymore. I think I have hair all over my face. There you go, Corey. That's where I'm at. Speak output. Where do I even use that? I have hold speech and drop spell. There it is. Catul is here. My goodness, we got all sorts of people. Let's check our entries. It's about time to give some entries. We have 13 people entered for the raffle today. Yeah, Glinkus, there's a... Go search why Uncle Bob is awful, and you'll find it. Today's 13 raffle entries. We got 13 people in the raffle. If you guys want to stick around, we'll do it in 12 minutes. We'll do it at 11:30. Just by having sent a message in the chat, you are entered. Is the casino not running? I feel like... No, it's running. Okay. So I've got this in a good place. We may have a syntax error or something, but we'll yeah. Identifier result has already been declared. Let's go to my code. I was worried about that. All right, how about now? How do you like me now? Cool. Bet 5 on poker. And let's see what happens.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker
Perfect.
waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins.
4 of hearts.
You already have a pair. You were dealt 9 of clubs, 8 of... Jeff, there was an error.
No
What should we
surprise
do
that there was
now?
an error. Cannot read property name in... What? Line 35. Oh, suit. Okay, fine. No, I can't really do that either. Suit. Same idea. Suit is going to be an array. This is getting gross. Okay. That should appease you. Thank you, Imad. Okay. Try one more time. Bet 5 on poker, please.
Oops. You already
Five
have
of
an
clubs.
active game of video poker waiting for you. You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs. You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
So we don't have any errors, but we also are not correctly... Let's think about this. I think it's screwed up in the APL. I think that logic loop that I built here to say, if it's held, then I want to hold. I think this is wrong. I think it needs to be the other way. Drop. Poker hold. I think this was... Oh, you guys can't see this. I'm so sorry. So we had this thing where we were checking and we were saying either poker hold or poker drop. I think I just had my logic flipped because I need to flip the logic here. If it is currently held, then I want to drop it. And if it's currently not held, then I want to hold it. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to fix, and then we're good. So now let's bet 5 on poker. Get my little oops message.
Oops.
Okay.
You already have an active
9 of
game of
clubs.
video poker waiting for you. You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs,
That didn't
8 of
solve it.
clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of heart. You are currently holding the 5 of clubs.
Shut up. It's not getting held. Okay. Let's go to our user event. No, please. So now if I want to hold it, I'm saying hold. What does arguments equal? It says hold it, which it should. So the issue is with this. So let's park right here. Please work. What are we doing now? Why aren't you going? Glinkus, we're all about advice here. Yes, I could destructure them. That's probably not a terrible idea. The reason I haven't done that is because the original intention of building this file, this user event file, is there's going to be a number of touch events,
and we don't necessarily know what the touch event is or what the parameters will be. And so I'm adding more and more stuff to this that is going to have to be ripped out. Right now I'm just trying to get it to work, and then we're going to change some things around. It looks like it just went through. No. Okay. Let's turn off our breakpoints. Restart the service. Quit the skill just to make sure. Open the skill. That's working.
Welcome to the Chatsino. You currently have 19,125 coins available. Well,
Bet 5 on poker.
oops. You already have an active game of video
And now
poker
we hit
waiting
9
for
of
you.
clubs.
You wagered 5 coins. You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs.
So what I don't
4 of
know is
clubs,
why it's
and
not
4
holding
of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
it. 8 of clubs. Why are
You
we
are
even...
currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs,
Interesting.
8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What
So
would you like to do?
It feels like it's
What
not even
now?
hitting the function call. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh, okay, never mind. That was the issue. I was in the wrong file. So let's get out of the ask folder. I hate even opening that thing because then I get distracted by it. Poker, hold, and up here let's drop a breakpoint right there. There we go. All right, now 4 of hearts.
Hello. What now?
We're not even running the debugger. Oh, if I have the debugger off, it goes to production. Nice. Okay, so we're good. We can click on a card, 4 of hearts. We hit this breakpoint, so we're gonna go to that one. Then I hit play. We end up in here. Action is an object. 0. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. Action. Please, please. Action. Value, name, hold. All right, so now what do we do? We come in, we run through. If action exists, great. If suit and value don't exist, we're going to skip that. If value and suit, if suit and value, this is the one we expect it to go to. And we're going to run through our loop, and if a card matches, I click the 4, so it should be the last one in this loop. And it somehow thinks we didn't have a match. Interesting. And this is why right here, suit. User event. Let's, I'm confusing myself. Poker is here. If I look at the deck, I have these values. Dot name. I think that's my issue.
this might be all I need. Just to get rid of that and that. No, that's not what I want at all. I wanted those to be the way they were. I wanted these. I think I overdid it with the value. It's just me not having enough local familiarity with my object structure. I think that's the issue there. So let's try restarting this and go at it one more time. So open Chatsino.
What now?
Bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting
That's
for
fine.
you. You
The 9
wagered
of clubs,
5
please.
coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. Which cards do you want to hold?
And so now if I look at action, it's value dot hold. Yeah, this is good. This gets us where we want to be. And then when we get down into suit and value, the first card should match. So if I look at name here, are you going to let me see it? No, see, I'm expecting dot value dot name and dot suit dot name. Maybe that was the issue. Okay. So this needs value colon.
Hello. What now?
And this needs suit. I think that's all. I think that'll do it. Probably drop our breakpoints, I think. Let's go. Let's do it. 4 of hearts. Now, as we go through this, we should get to the right place. Did I go too far?
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Goodness. Well, I think we got past the initial problem. Cannot read property name hold.js. I'm really just flailing right now. We're talking about hold line 35. Because you get 1 coin, Katal, you get 1 coin every time you post a message. So you lost 5, but you got 1 coin for posting the slots 5 message. So that's why. You can see that your count actually goes up every time you post a message by 1. And you're saying that it is suit is value.name. No, I am doing this right. Or this logic is just broken. If suit.value.name and value.value.name. So they do both have value. I guess the other thing to check is make sure that my values are actually coming through. I don't know what else could be wrong here. Let's go back into hold and we'll just look at those. Okay. So we're just going to drop our breakpoint here. That's all we really care about. Oh, I said I was going to give a device away. We should probably do that before I run out of time. $12 raffle entries. All of you that see your name there, you are eligible to win an Echo Dot. I happen to have a small stack of them here behind me, and I feel like we need to give one away. So, with that, we're going to do raffle like this. And let's see who our winner is today. In 3, 2, do I need some drama? Do I need some drama? 3, 2, 1, here we go, boom. Glinkus2, first day here and a winner. Glinkus, congratulations, you just won yourself an Echo Dot. So in order to claim this, all I need you to do is send me $300 in Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. All I need is for you to send me a DM, if you're still here, Glinkus. All I need you to do is send me a DM with your mailing address, and I will drop one of these in the mail today. So congratulations to Glinkus2. That's awesome. Hopefully they're still here. If they have abandoned us and left, give us some feedback that you acknowledge this prize, because otherwise we don't have a winner. You won an Echo Dot. This is brand new, still in the box, never been used. What I need from you is for you to DM me your mailing address, and I'll drop it in the mail. I'll put it in one of these fancy little boxes, and I will mail it out to you today. And you even get a choice. I have gray. Here, let's do this. I have gray, has a black top with gray outsides. I have white sides, white top. I have charcoal, which is like a dark gray with a black top. And I have, I think they call this maroon or burgundy, but it's like a reddish gray outside with a white top. So those four, or if you would like one of these little Echo Flex guys, it plugs right into the wall. You can see here. So if you'd like one of those instead, you're welcome to pick one of those. I have several more of those around here somewhere too. But yeah, just let me know what color you want and where you want me to mail it, and I'll drop it in the mail for you, man. Congratulations. All right, so we have our winner for today, which is super cool. We'll give away 2 more next week, and every week for the rest of this year. So I got to add. Glinkus wants to pass it on to another person. Boy, all right, we can do that. Let's come back in here, and we'll just run it again for anybody that's still here. You're in Sweden, I gotcha. But I mean, I can mail it wherever. We'll do raffle again. Here we go. Glinkus, I want to make sure you're positive you're out. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, Glinkus is out. Okay, thank you, Glinkus. That's very nice of you. Here we go. New winner. Startup. Startup's in India. Now we're gonna have to solve. Actually, Startup, didn't you just win a device? Maybe you didn't. But we'll add Startup to the list of things that can't win anymore. And congratulations to Startup. And I will add Glinkus 2 to the list of people that don't want to win. So we have that for later. So congrats, Startup. I will have to figure out how to get one to you in India, but we'll make it happen. Okay, so I still don't know why I'm not hitting the right value here. So we need to run this again. And I'm going to hit the 9 of clubs. And we have suit, clubs, suit, name. Now, I have a 2 lowercase on here to make sure that they match. And then value is 9. And out here, opening hand 0, value dot name. Dot name. That's my problem right there. I mean, I can change this. But I'd have to change this everywhere. Value, not suit. I actually don't know why I chose name. I think this was just... I mean, it works for all previous examples of this. And changing this should still allow it to work. Okay, so then in my user event, this needs to be value.id. This could also be solved, I suppose, by down here. No, I need the data source, the thing that I pass in. So like here, I'm passing in symbol. I'm going to change that to ID also, just so we're all good. All right, let's see if this works now. So I just had too many properties that were confusing me. I think we're going to finish this with it working, though. I think that's where we're going to land. So let's go back to betting 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an
9 of
active
clubs.
game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Now what? Opening hand, value. Well, yeah, I guess I don't really need that now. So we're talking about hold, line 35. You're totally right, we don't need this now. Can't do lowercase and integer. Glinkus2, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Glad you were here today. 9 of clubs.
You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are
Come
about
on.
to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
An opening hand .value.id. Opening hand 0 .value .id. Why? This shouldn't be hard.
You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
So suit value dot name is clubs. Opening hand 0 suit name is clubs, and they're two lowercased, so that should be fine. Yeah, you're totally right about that. Then this one, value 0 dot value dot id is 5, and opening hand. Oh, I'm just being impatient. I'm just being impatient. So now we're talking about clubs, but what the thing we want to check is opening hand 1 is that. So we want to keep going, and then this one should be the right one. Opening hand 2 5, and it's still not hitting. I'm getting angry. Yeah, Q311, a whisper is the same as a DM. Yeah, absolutely. I'm running out of time. I have 10 minutes. Let's go brute force on this. Here we're going to do so this one's going to be opening hand I dot name dot two lowercase. Yeah, Blinkus, there are times where I do that, but sometimes when I have to do some manipulation of the order and things like that, that's where I tend to lean on a for loop with indexes instead. But yeah, I'm totally with you. This needs to go like this. And we want to take this here. And then we want to do our other ones, which are value.id, And opening hand I value ID. All right, let's restart this. I've brute forced all the comments I need in there. And let's hold the 8 of clubs.
You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
I
What now?
see clubs, clubs, 8, 8. That should work. Why isn't it working? Corey, what are you working in these days? Is it Erlang? I feel like I should know this. I can't remember what you said you're working on lately. Elm, that's right. So if my values are matching, why aren't we...
You are currently holding the 5 of clubs. You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards.
Oh.
What would you like to do?
I think I just figured
What
it out.
now?
If I come in here to user event, if I go back to this, can't do that, huh? You're going to make me pass it as a string. I think it's the passing of it as a string that is my issue. So let me slap a little parse int on this and see if that doesn't solve my problem. That's in held, hold. Stop capitalizing everything. I think this is going to be my issue, which is crazy. So let's take that and add it to the other place too. And restart. Okay. 4 of hearts.
You are currently holding the 5 of clubs.
We got
and 4
it!
of hearts.
We got it!
You are about to drop the 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, and 4 of clubs. You
Now
can say
tap
deal
the
to
9.
finish You are currently
9 is
holding
held.
the 9 of clubs,
Tap the 5.
5 of clubs, and 4 of heart. You are currently holding the 9 of clubs, 5 of clubs, and 4 of hearts. You are about to drop the 8 of clubs, and 4 of clubs. You can say deal to finish this hand.
So the
or
dropping
you can
doesn't
continue
work.
holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
You are so close, Jeff. We're able to hold cards now. Well, we can't. What the unholding isn't working. I'm going to mute her. But if I just say 5, the 5 should come back unheld now, and it's not. So if we come in and look at our arguments, poker drop is the thing. User event. So what's happening when I come in here and I get my action? Let's drop another breakpoint just to see what in the world is going on. Hit our breakpoint. action exists. We have a student value. Because it's not drop, it's discard, Jeff. Jeff, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Now the 5 should get unheld. Well, we thought that would be the case, right? Let's try bet 5 on poker. Let's just go back to the beginning of this process. Hold the 5, or unhold the 5. Still not working. Okay. Let's actually try hitting the breakpoint. Hold the 5. So my action is now discard. So when we get down to here, if action.value.name, typo. Wow. All right. I think we're good. Hold the 5, or drop the 5, I guess. 5 is dropped. We have done it. Let's do one more test with an actual screen. Let me turn off my breakpoint. Alexa, open Chatcino.
Welcome to the Chatcino.
Alexa,
You currently have...
bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5...
What's going on? Why did I get nothing? I don't understand. That's not doing anything. Alexa, bet 5 on poker. I have no audio, no nothing. I don't have any breakpoints set. I don't know why that would be stopped. Alexa, bet 5 on poker.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You are currently holding
There we
the
go.
8 of clubs, 5 of clubs. You are currently holding the 9 of clubs,
Haha,
8
that
of
works.
clubs, 5 of clubs,
Okay.
and 4 of hearts.
Awesome. Everybody,
You are about to drop the 4 of clubs. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What now?
okay, she's done. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This was a fun 1 hour, 2 hour adventure. But I got to run to some meetings, so we're gonna sign off for now. Actually, let's do it the official right way. Let's go to Twitch and let's go find somebody. Let's see who's hanging. He has 486 people today. Holy cow, that is unbelievable. Well, let's go add our 16 people to what BeginBot's got going on. Here we go. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. It is always so much fun. And we're going to go raid BeginBot, so make sure to go say hi. And off we go.